My name is Gary Dixon, and Bob and I were best friends and spent our formative years in South Salt Lake and Holiday. So, Bob, here's my memories of the 50s and 60s, and hope you celebrate your 80th birthday in a grand fashion. I've also attached a couple of photos that you may have forgotten about Mrs. Bertelson's Cub Scout pack and our family's trip to Los Angeles. So, Madison Elementary. Remember playing endless hours of over the line and even enjoying a few real ball games with you as the all-star catcher. In junior high, we walked every day to Central Junior High, and it really was a mile. And I think your trombone booming and my clarinet screeching made musical history at that school. The years of being Grenetians, together in the Senate, and once again leading music in the school. Well, maybe I'm overstating my abilities, but concert choir and, of course, in jazz affiliated. Now, perhaps the best was the freedom, the years of tearing up and down the garages of Whitlock Avenue. I remember playing Catch the Monster with Milo Berry and Jerry Nider, and don't forget Phil Gustafson. And Sparky and Chipper were always there to welcome us on. And I don't know how many Bees games we went to at Dirks Field. And then we had the working careers at Highland Floral, handling trees in the mountains above Lyman, Wyoming. And our social life was filled with the enjoyable, treasurable pizza parties and spending multiple nights at the Saturday night dances. Then came missions, commitments, school, and families. And I don't know exactly how it fits together, but it always seemed right. We both can say that we haven't been too far off. Happy birthday, Bob.
Feliz cumpleaños. Happy 80th birthday. I cannot believe, Bob, you're that much older than I am. You know, we met over 60 years ago, and I can't believe how many times those years our paths have crossed. So we started out in Uruguaiana, Brazil. Now, Uruguaiana was the city probably furthest most removed from the mission home than any other city in our mission. So here we are. You, of course, were being much older than I, you were the senior companion. I still remember when we would get up and go over to Argentina to do a radio show. We had this record that we'd get from Salt Lake City called The Spoken Word, which were the Mormon Tabernacle Choir music and the program that presented. And we would go over into Argentina where the radio station was, which was just right across the river. Now, of course, we didn't have passports to get into Argentina. So one of our members would smuggle us across the river under bags of bread that he would take over. And we would get to the radio station in Argentina. Nobody really cared that they did this. Here's the scene. Two American missionaries speaking decent Portuguese, horrible Spanish, broadcasting a program in Portuguese on a Spanish radio station every Sunday morning. And it was just a hoot. I don't know if anyone understood what we were saying, but it was a great experience. Later in our lives, Bob and I have met in Salt Lake City, where we were both working in the same area. And then all of a sudden, we meet again in Denver, Colorado, where we raised our families together in a very short distance from each other. So our lives have intertwined, and it's just been an amazing relationship that I've had with you, Bob. I'll tell one more quick experience about Bob. I think Bob was in the stake presidency, and I was a scoutmaster, and his boys were in my troop. And we were going to do a winter camp, what we call a polar bear, where you go up very high and you have to camp out where the temperature has to be below zero. Well, we had a motto in our scout troop. In the mountains, any idiot can be miserable, which would encourage them to come up and be prepared and have a good time as opposed to coming up and being miserable. Well, we had built snow caves and we had tents with snow piled on them so we could stay warm during these cold nights. And here Bob Bills, being the good brother and father that he is, didn't want to sleep in one of the tents, so he slept in his car that night. And he froze all night long. And this guy did this all just to prove we were right in our motto that in the mountains, any idiot can be miserable. Remember, Bob, you were frozen the next morning. Anyway, Bob, love you, admire you, and I'm so grateful for our friendship. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob. It has been so wonderful sharing my life with you. We have so many happy memories, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Love you.
Hi, Bob. Happy 80th birthday. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time. It's hard to believe we're both 80. And you know what the most interesting fact of all? We're the only two graduates of Granite High School who have not been in prison. So that's a good sign. And thank you for introducing me to what's her face. Let's see, Connie, her. So we've been married 58 years, and I think most of them have been pretty good. So happy birthday, love you, have fun.
We've been asked to talk about our dear friend Bob. When I returned from my mission, my friend Rich Pulsifer and I were assigned to the National Guard Headquarters Artillery Company. The best part of being in this unit was meeting Bob. There was an immediate connection, and the three of us had a great time together making fun of some of the interesting and different men in the unit. We became great friends. Rich and I invited Bob and Susan to join our study group, where they were a perfect fit and immediately became part of our group, and we all became friends. Bob and Sue were able to help us find an apartment right above them. We had such a great time in that sixplex with Bob and Sue and Rich and Kathy Pulsifer. We had great times playing basketball and football on Saturday mornings. We called them tilts. Sometimes we even dressed up for the special games. Our group of friends spent time together at Bob and Vicki Williams' cabin and then at our Bear Lake cabin every summer for nearly 10 years. I remember having nearly 20 kids and their parents there. We played in the water, the sand, in the sun, and card games in the house. Our kids made great friends with the other kids that were there. The lovelies began. It's also where Bob's dream named Beth Ann's Parking Lot Cookies. After our kids grew up, we started to go on trips with just the adults. We've been doing that for nearly 20 years. We've been to Phoenix twice, Breckenridge twice, St. George, Midway, and Mountain Cabins, and Newport Beach. The best part of these trips has been spending time with such dear friends. It's always like we haven't been apart. We just fit together so well. We are so blessed to count Bob and Sue as our friends. They add so much to our lives. Let me just welcome you, Bob, to the 80s Club, having passed that mark a year and a half ago.
We love you, Bob.
Bob, happy big 80. What a great celebration. It even gets better. I'm going to have my 82nd coming up in a few months, but honestly, we never have to act our age unless the Lord has other plans for us, and of course we'll accept that. But I'm just really happy to be able to just share just a couple of thoughts with all the many friends you have. I've got to keep it short. I remember a photo of you sleeping on the hood of an army truck. I don't know if you were in Camp Williams or Dugway, but you guys had such a good time, you and Gordon and Rich. It was so funny to hear the stories. I also remember one day in Sacrament meeting when we lived on 9th East, we were all walking home together, and all you guys started doing this crazy walk. I don't know, I couldn't imitate it, but I'm sure you remember what it was. We just all hooted and had a great laugh over that. In fact, I think that may have been, I don't know if it was the same Sunday sacrament meeting, but there was a man who was scheduled on the program to play the musical Saw. Do you remember that? And I know Rich was just hardly able to contain himself. He was so, he just thought that was the funniest. That was the ultimate, to be able to see someone actually play the musical Saw in church. So those were some fun moments. But I'll close quickly because, again, you don't want to spend 4 or 10 hours listening to all of these, watching these. But I remember it was about 3 weeks, maybe 4, I don't know exactly, before Rich actually left all of us and returned home. But you and Susan, Gordon and Beth Ann and Bob and Victoria all came to visit in our home, and it was so meaningful. It was so special. Rich was touched, and so many emotions were brought to the surface and memories. But I remember your words, Bob. They were very consoling to Rich and to me. They just, we both remembered and commented afterwards how special that was to have you all come and for you to share some special things with him that night. So have a beautiful celebration, Bob, and look forward to the next time we can all be together. Love you and Susan very, very much. Bye-bye.
Greetings, Bob. I've been asked to share a memory of you. I remember, a number of years ago, Bob Williams and I had been involved with NASCAR for a number of years and had bantered back and forth about it, gone to races, and you thought it'd be fun to join us. So you selected a driver, appropriately Martin Truex, who was sponsored by Furniture Row out of Denver, and asked that we include you in our banner and in our discussions of NASCAR. So we agreed to do so. Unfortunately, it hadn't been a week of Bob bantering and I bantering back and forth and copying you on our bantering and seeking your comments that you texted us back and basically said, I can't do this. This is wasting too much time, and asked to be removed from our communications and our talk about NASCAR. Funny thing is your driver went on that year to win the championship, and you didn't even participate, didn't even know about it. So that's a memory we have of you. Now Penny will join me for a minute.
Okay, hi. Here
Happy
we go.
birthday, Bob.
Happy birthday, Bob. Enjoy cookies and chocolate milk.
So, Robert K. Bills, I hear you have a birthday. I want to congratulate you and offer you the same congratulatory message I used to get from Pulsifer once a year. He was about 7 or 8 months older than I was, and he would give me a call on my birthday and say, "Congratulations, today you are a man." I pass that along to you, Bob. Congratulations on reaching your birthday, and I wish you many, many more. In your honor, I've chosen to wear this hat, which I know you will appreciate since we've had a few stories about supporting BYU. On the other hand, I know maybe I should wear this hat, which probably is more in line with where your loyalties lie. We've had a lot of good times together. There's so many, I was trying to recount them. I've admired you from so many angles and really have appreciated your friendship. You are a truly good friend and a good guy. I've really enjoyed our association. And they're hard to pick out anything that would be exceptionally special, but I wanted to reaffirm how much we enjoyed bar hopping with you in Nashville. And now for my final loyalties. As you know, it's March Madness time, and I have to support the Jayhawks, who aren't very good this year, but nevertheless, I hope you'll join with me in cheering on for them. And with best wishes, I would love you. I love you. I love being with you. Look forward to the things we do together, and wish you well as always. Let's see, there. Bye, Bob.
Hello, darlings. It's me, you're a year older, and we are here with a special birthday broadcast to celebrate the birthday of Robert Bills, better known to his friends as Bob Bills. Now, you may notice I am still not in the studio. Since the pandemic, I've been recording from the boudoir, and strangely enough, no one will tell me where the new studio is located. I'm perplexed by that. Bob, we thought you might like to know a few fun facts about 1944. Of course, that's when D-Day occurred, and that was the beginning of the end of the war. And not surprisingly, who was Time's Man of the Year? Dwight D. Eisenhower. And the Oscar for Best Picture that year at Grauman's Chinese Theater went to Casablanca. The most famous person in America was Bing Crosby. You remember him, yes? And this is kind of interesting. Favorite foods. What would you guess? We were so gastronomic in those days. Favorite foods were hot dogs, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, spam, can you imagine? And Jell-O salad. Isn't it curious that Jell-O always had the name salad at the end of it? It was not a salad at all. And do you remember the candy of the time? Candy cigarettes. Yes, what were we thinking? Unbelievable. Neckos. What else? Oh, sugar babies. Also those little button candies on the strip of paper that were so much work to eat for so little gratification. But that's what we loved. So, Bob, your friends adore you, and all of us want to wish you the happiest birthday. 80 years old, you've already outlived your predicted lifespan by 15 years. So, what's to prevent you from going another 20, 25? That's what we'd like. I have heard from your friend Victoria that she is a special fan of yours, that she loves you and appreciates you and is so grateful for all the wonderful times you have shared together with friends, with each other, with everyone. Oh, Yura is very seldom at a loss for words. Look what you've done, Bob. So, we do love you. We hope that you are celebrated in the way that you should be on your birthday. Goodbye, we're signing off. Bob, it's me, Victoria. I want you to know, no, I'm still in the mode. I want you to know how much I do appreciate and love you. And Bob and I are just so grateful that you and Susan are in our lives. Have a happy birthday. Love you. Bye.
Hi, Bob. I want to wish you a very, very happy 80th birthday. I don't know when this happened. How did we get to be this old? But anyway, I just hope you have a wonderful day. And Stephen, I cherish the friendship that we had with you and Susan and all the fun times we had together. And I'll always remember them and always love you. Have a great day and a great year. Take care. Bye-bye.
Happy 80th birthday to my other dad. I cannot believe that you're 80 years old. You have never acted your age. You look younger than you are. And I just hope you have the best birthday ever. I love you. Always have, always will. And I have a lot of very fond memories with you and your family. And hope you have the best day ever. Love you. Bye.
Hi, Bob. Happy birthday. Happy 80th birthday. I can't believe that we're all getting older. I remember when you just thought I was so crazy because I just liked vanilla ice cream. And you always thought that I liked vanilla, but I actually like other flavors now. I like vanilla and chocolate and cookies and cream and all those kinds. And so I have broadened my horizons as I've gotten older. And I always remember how you always kept your car so clean, and I'm the same way. I always keep my car very clean. I hate it when it's dirty. I'm constantly washing it. And I remember going to St. George with you guys and your family, and you were just always so nice to me and always treated me so well, and I really appreciate that. And I'm so glad that you were such good friends with my family. And my husband's making lots of noise back there. Sorry. And I just want to wish you a happy birthday. So happy 80th. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks. See ya. Bye. Hi, Bob. It's Kathy, your favorite Jacobson, wishing you a happy 80th birthday from beautiful Hudkin Lake, Montana. As you can see, wish you could be here. The one memory I have is when you and my dad and Susan and my mom would get all dressed in your whites, your white shirt, white shorts, and my mom and Susan in their little white tennis dresses, and you would go play tennis over at the park. Well, Kim and Brooke and I would play at the park next to the tennis courts, pretty much unsupervised. You could do that back then, but those were really good times, and I just really appreciate you and Susan and your whole family and for their friendship for all of these years. I think we've known each other since I was 2 years old, so that would be almost 53 years. So we just love you so much and appreciate you. And also thank you to you and Susan for allowing Sam and Annika to live with you for the time that you did, and that was so helpful to them, and you were their only friends in Colorado for quite some time, and I just really appreciate everything that you've done for them and for your family, and just hope you have the best day ever and the best 80th birthday, and love you so much. We miss you. Have a great day. Happy birthday.
I don't know that I've ever met.
Hi, Bob. This is Garth. Susan asked if I had a memory of you that might epitomize the person you are, and I immediately thought of our first trip to Quebec City. If you'll recall, we wanted to go to church and checked in with the concierge to find out where the church was, and then we got up Sunday morning to go to church and got lost. I didn't think we were ever going to find the church. By the time we got there, it was 10:30 or so, and they were already passing the sacrament. And I complained a little bit about why we tried to do what we wanted, what we were supposed to, and we got lost and we're late. And then and your response was, Garth, did you see what just happened? They're never late with the sacrament, but we did what we were supposed to do, and we were blessed that we were able to partake of the sacrament. And I didn't have the ability to look at it that way, but I've never forgotten that admonition that you gave me. Basically, look on the bright side. And that's kind of always been how we see you. You always look on the bright side of things and can find the good in just about whatever happens. We love you, Bob. Hope you have a very happy birthday. Goodbye.
Hey, Cousin Bob, Cousin Bon here. I am virtually without makeup and definitely didn't do hair, but the deadline is fast approaching, and Cousin Susan wanted to know what Squeezy and I had as best memories of you. And absolutely at the top of the list was the weekend when you got out of your bed after an evening of totally awful pain in your back, drove us to Breckenridge, and went in with Squeeze to pick a suitable pair of running shoes for him. He still has them. They are the brightest blue I have ever seen in my life, and he gets a lot of laughs when he wears them down here, but hey, every time he puts them on, we think of you. Love you bunches. Happy birthday. Bye-bye.
Hello, young man. I understand you have a birthday coming up. That doesn't mean you're retired from the ball field, does it? They've extended the age into Major League Baseball, especially for catchers, until you're 83 years old, so you still got some time. Memories of playing in Palm Desert baseball field with the kids was great. Playing tennis was great, both in Colorado and also in California. The thing that I guess was the most fun was when we went to youth conference, and you and Richard Ludwig decided to bomb Ron and myself. Ron McKim and myself flood our van out, our camouflage van that was not camouflaged very well. Anyway, some great memories of time together in precinct meetings, first meeting in Colorado, and then family activities, both in Colorado and in California over the years. I thank you for your friendship and your leadership and for all you've done, which is probably one of the quote sayings that you've probably come up with as an icon for Robert K. Bills is, thank you for all you do. Love you.
Bob, we were so thrilled to get this opportunity to wish you a happy birthday. I don't know where the last 40 plus years have gone, but they seem to have really flown by quickly. I remember when we first moved in that first Sunday, and I think it was your first Sunday also, Susan and I met over Tommy and Scott Brett's black and white Oxford shoes. They were both the same kinds, and we became instant friends. From then on, it went to tennis and Thanksgivings, Easters, Christmases. Oh, we've spent so many holidays together and had so much fun. Love those times and love having your family, more like our family. It was more like Uncle Bob than President Bills. We're grateful for your family and we wish you the very best. Hopefully these next few years will be kind and good. You'll be able to fulfill even more of your dreams. We miss you. Oh, I ran onto this picture I thought I'd show you. Can you see that? You and Terry playing ball in your backyard. Those were the days. We had almost matchups on every child and Palm Desert, tennis. So many fun times. Great memories. You're always in our hearts. We love you and wish you the very best. Happy birthday.